Why would you cough the second that I started the stream? You've got to do it.
I need to ruin everything for you.
You're gonna make him have to edit 1/10 of a second.
You think he'll do that? He'll just make
Bro, I'll put the whole fucking intro in. Raleigh's seen my editing.
On where the stream hasn't started, so I have to click through rapidly while it kills his engagement.
Dear stream, dick balls. Thank you. That is all.
Thank you for that.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. We're back at it, getting with some more Abomination thoughts. Very quickly around the table, I am DM Stray, and I am having second thoughts. Gideon, you're up.
I am also having second thoughts. I'm Como. I play Gideon. He's a human fighter. He would like an actual weapon this time.
We will see if your wife allows it. Zilly, you're up.
I'm Silly. I play Zeri. She is an animist, and she's gothy and likes dead things.
Tag somebody in.
Raleigh, go.
I'm Rallief. I'm playing Cezanne, the human cleric of the Shimmering Maiden, and I keep finding things in the Godlight which are frightening.
Yeah, but you're playing Faith, so...
Yeah, no,
You're genuinely
I did this
playing
to
a different
myself.
game, so...
I did this to myself.
Bringing up the rear, give us the lowdown, Gunslinger Man, Lizard.
I'm Yuri. I play the Kobold Gunslinger Wesk.
We brought him here.
I
for
didn't
gun
have
kills.
my armor on until the end of last session.
We brought him here for gun kills.
I forgot it! I forgot! Yeah, you
Meanwhile.
didn't have your leather armor on until the last session.
I mean, fortunately, he had the dex that wasn't a death sentence. But yeah, he just lost out on 2 AC for the entire campaign.
I
2 or
don't
1.
remember how to add the spells for my apparitions.
You all might have leveled up. My level up gave me +2 AC.
So, in your Actors tab, Zilly,
Mine gave me
Yep.
1.
scroll down until you find Animist Apparitions,
Yep.
and then all your spells are in there.
But it's just a page again.
It's just a page again. Why is it a page again? You can't click that? Hold on. Let me do...
I think we're good.
Okay. I'm just gonna leave it there this time.
Shoot. I did fuck this up though.
How did you fuck this up?
It's fine, I can fix it.
Okay. That's good. I worked very hard on this. Don't fuck it up.
Maybe.
Anyway, we are playing some Abomination Vaults, and last time, for 1 hero point, who would like to tell us what happened last time?
I'm gonna be honest, I was so tired and out of it last week that I should not be the one to do this.
Alright. Last time, we continued our search through the Gauntlet. Sorry, give me 1 second. I gotta see the map to fully remember. This is one that's taking forever.
Gonna say. I know we went into one room on our way back that was full of Morlocks.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like, a ton.
We
of
literally had the 2-hour combat session when we entered the next room of just there being monsters in every single room.
Ah, yes. The cascading Warlock effect. As you guys entered a room, only to discover it was a veritable stronghold of Morlocks.
Yep, and we mowed them down one after another. And after that, we pretty much all decided that it was time to head back to Atari. Gideon had suffered more than enough by that point.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Then we got back to Atari. People decided what they were going to do. We spent a bit of time leveling up, and that was the session, really. It was just a big combat.
One big mid-boss combat, which according to Pathfinder rules was actually a moderate encounter for you guys.
And I did it using a silver hatchet. A +1 silver hatchet, but a silver hatchet nonetheless.
The +1 is strong. The hatchet is also agile, so that pulled some work.
That doesn't matter for me. Oh, no, it does.
It does. After slaughtering many, many Morlocks and fighting for your lives, you each agree that it is time to cash out, as it were. Come back up and sold some things, and it is now approximately about 1:30 p.m. Gideon, I believe you checked with Raver, and your weapon was not quite done. It'll be done tonight.
Oh, I just wanted to give him the cane, but yeah, that's cool.
Yes, the cane is in his inventory now, yes. Something that he has been after for a while now, so he will remember that. Okay. With that out of the way, what would everyone like to be doing as you find yourselves once more in the quiet little lakeside town of Otari?
For me, at this point, I did what I needed to do. I can go shopping later. Right now, I'm probably just gonna go back to the Rowdy Rockfish, grab some sleep, clean some armor, clean some bugs, clean a lot of bugs. Maybe have a bath. A bath sounds real good.
Bath does sound excellent. I believe that's what you were doing, Suzanne.
Yes, it was.
Not the same bath. Different bath.
Darn, there goes the dream.
What?
Anyway.
What I am about to do has not been approved by the vet.
Game. Now Raleigh can't hit that with the what I am about to do has not been approved by the Shimmering Maiden. As he casts Animate Dead.
You know, that's a good back pocket. I had been saving that image for several sessions now, actually. I'm not joking.
Suzanne would be a fun little cameo in the Ravenloft campaign, if for no other reason than to be the Father Garcia. But instead of the badass Father Garcia, still very timid Suzanne, he's just 10 levels higher than you.
Timid Suzanne, but still
has the air repeater.
Still Latino.
Still
Just
Latino,
Suzanne
that's the important part.
Just Suzanne walking up. We have God's work to do, hijo.
Alright, enough fucking around. What's everyone doing?
I just told you.
BL bat scene, gotcha. Coming right up. Can't
Again,
believe you
probably
forced my hand.
At this time.
Okay. Get in, you are walking into the bats about the same time that Suzanne is leaving the bats.
Hey, Gideon.
Oh. I get you, John.
What?
I feel like I have earned a bath at this point.
Oh,
Just kinda
that's
bruised, a little bit bloody still.
fair. We at least got the books.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Well, I
did, in
forgot about
fact,
books. I feel like that was weeks ago.
pull out two bulks worth of books.
There should be a third bulk somewhere in there. I think we grabbed 3.
Did you grab
Siri
3?
should
Because
have
I
had
think
the other
Suzanne literally could not carry more than 2.
Yeah, Suzanne grabbed 2, and I think Ziri took the other one. Or Wesk. One of the two.
I don't have any books in my bag.
Ziri does indeed have a bulk worth of books in her backpack right now. I'm not sure she's going to be willing to give that up now. We'll see.
Understandable. I'm in the bath. Have a nice day.
Regardless. One Brenda Vankerville greets you as you enter, Gideon. Asks if you would like lunch. Mentions that your comrades have already eaten, but that she can warm something up if you would like. She didn't know if you were alive or dead because it's very awkward to talk about these things when only two of you show up without the other two.
Understandable. Yes. No, we all made it back safe and in one piece. If a lunch is available, fantastic. I'd like to take a bath first thing. Afterwards, we'll grab lunch and then see where the evening goes. I might need a nap.
Okay. Any news about my son?
No, we're still looking for the time being. Let me open my notes real quick, actually.
Your...
Oh, they're talking. Weskel. Walk in.
Okay. She gives you a glance. It's a little bit of a scowl with it, something that you're used to from Brenda, before her expression softens. Well, hello there. Are you eating too?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. If he's gonna eat.
Okay. Stay put there. And she backs away into the kitchen slowly.
Weskel walk over and hop up onto a chair. Sorry, was I interrupting?
Not really. I'm going to take a bath.
Have fun.
A few quiet minutes pass. Ziri, what are you doing? I
Where
assume
am I?
you're in the in room.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna look through my books. I'm
Okay.
gonna go to my room, put all my books on the floor, and spread them out and start peeping them.
Spreading them out in like a circle around you so you can look at them all, or...
Yes.
I see. Well, the good news is that there's quite a few. There's probably about 12 in your collection alone, but they're nice, thick, solid, heavy books. Notably, many of them are books on necromancy, books on teleportation magic. There are books on energy distribution modules. There's books on tectonics, there's books on continental shift, and there's books on ancient history, all of which sounded fascinating to you just by their title alone, which is mostly why you grabbed them. If you would like to begin reading, you may. You don't have to give me a specific topic.
Yes, I would like to just begin.
Okay. Cezanne, you're free from the bats. You've passed Gideon.
Yeah. I think... To Plateau West, I'm thinking of heading over to the Dawnflower Library. There's been a few things that have been troubling me lately that I'm thinking maybe I could see about finding something on.
Well, I'll join you, but I'm gonna eat my meal first.
Oh, that's fair.
Recommend you probably do the same. Somewhat.
Oh, I ate earlier when I came in.
Huh. Fair enough. Well, Unless you feel like waiting for me, I'll meet you there.
I'll wait for a bit. I'm curious.
About what?
Yeah, so when we were it's still been bugging me. You remember when we spoke to those ghouls the day before yesterday?
You mean the ones that were talking about bringing us to their master? Or something along those
Yes.
lines?
Yes, that one.
I mean, just sounds like your average cult activities inside the ruins of a once powerful wizard's tower.
Right, but um
Brenda places 2 bowls of soup in front of you before leaving.
right, the thing that has stuck with me, and it goes without saying, they worship Belcora. They straight up said that.
Wes begins to eat the soup as he listens.
But everywhere we go, there's the imagery of that skull. That's a signifier of a different kind of cult activity. And on top of that, it's not just that that's something in the Gauntlet. You remember the ghoul we fought, the one with the tapestries? Oh,
Yeah.
he was painting imagery of that thing.
Wes continues to eat slowly as he listens.
So,
I think we
what
should
do you
check.
make?
Oh,
Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say, you think we should check out that altar on the first floor? You never did
Um,
take a good look at that.
I did kind of come to that thought, yes. Especially since that's tied in the same way. This doesn't make sense to me why they would, as they say, exclusively worship Belcora, yet have so much of a different being regarded.
Well, I'd say our next course of action should be seeing if there's anything on that altar that would be anything in that room that would tell us more. But researching it all is probably also a good idea as well.
Right, I'm not sure if it's the kind of stuff that would be at the Dawnflower Library, but it's the only place I can think to check.
Well, maybe you should ask Rin. She might know if they have more information. She might know if it's being kept under lock and key.
That's not a bad idea.
Wes
I mean,
swallows.
she's chasing the mystery just as much as we are.
That's fine. And you'll catch her in a good mood today. Though it seems she's always in a good mood when you come around.
Huh?
What?
So you think I should head over there?
I mean, we've got time. Wes
Oh.
takes a look at the. Wes takes a look at the. I assume there's a clock here. I assume we're past sundials.
Yes. It's
Yeah, well-
crude. It's not an electric clock. But we are past sundials at this point. It is a contraption of clockwork mixed with a little bit of open flame and electricity at the top.
Wes squints to look at the clock. Yeah, I reckon we've probably got the rest of the afternoon and evening before before the other two are going to want to go back in. At least before Ziri's going to want to go back in.
I'm certainly not going to want to go back in there today myself.
Wes takes another bite. Well, where do you go?
Oh, I guess we can head there once you're done then.
Let's go grab the bowl and drink the rest of the soup, setting it down as he licks his lips. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
It's about this time, Gideon, you emerge from the bats. Muscular bodies shining, refreshed, reinvigorated. Some of the wounds have reopened, but you know what? A good bath will clean anything.
Excellent.
Alright, Adonis, put on a shirt.
I have plain clothes. You. I'm now curious as to whether or not Wesk even wears a shirt under his armor that he's just worn for the first time.
Yes,
We're going to say yes because I can't stand the thought that Wesk has been freeballing it the entire campaign.
I mean, to be fair, you could freeball.
No, we're not having this discussion. Wesk wears clothing. We're moving on.
But I am now contemplating
Clothes
whether or
fall.
not
Everyone is.
Don't ask answers. You don't want to know the answer to Como. Don't open up bags of. Don't open up cans of worms.
Look, we haven't been taking psychic damage. I think he's been wearing something.
Actually, you've been taking psychic damage, Riley. So.
There's other reasons for that.
Are there, though?
Regardless, upstairs, Ziri, Gax has now spun around in your hair, kneaded your hair like a cat for a little bit, causing it to foof up and puff up, before making himself a little nest from which he dangles from one of your bangs into your face to help you read. Help is a strong word.
I would like to give him a little head scratch with a single finger.
Okay. Now only
then
one of your
continue
eyes
reading.
is obscured.
Excellent.
Boys, are you going to
I'm
church?
still reading.
I think we're heading to Rin's first, then church.
Very well.
While we're on the way there, can I ask a lore question that I honestly do not know the answer to?
Sure.
Is there any kind of societal thing against specifically mentioning the name of the one being?
Most people don't even know who that is, bud. Most people are keen on just letting deities and gods pass them by without much play in their life. The closest most people get to interacting with the gods is if they have a community cleric or a community priest that can cure wounds or cure disease. Most laymen mostly go to a cleric for that.
I just wanted to double check on that because I was a little confused by something you'd said in the...
Okay. I would say your character probably knew about this god beforehand, specifically because you are... your deity is closely related to the topic. Most people would not even know what you were talking about.
Got it.
Whether you want to start telling people about that topic is a different conversation.
Yeah, no, that's...
Regardless.
That goes without saying.
The boys are back in town and make their way up to one Ren's Wonders. As you find yourself standing once more in the collection of tents that can loosely be called a shop. As one Ren Savinxi greets you once more, the tiefling elf woman that you have come to know as your, let's say patron, that's a good word. Your patron, Ren Savinxi. greets you as ever, eagerly trying to sell junk to people that do not need it, before spotting each of you, at which point she drops all pretenses with her prior clients, shooing them out of the store, and appearing before you. My friends, it is good. You are still alive.
Against all odds.
Well, you are a curious one, Gideon. You should be dead. But luckily, my prediction is wrong.
Oh no, it was very right. The fact that I survived was mostly coincidental.
She leans forward and places a hand on your chest. She leans in close, head against your chest.
I'm gonna look over at Cezanne.
She holds up a finger for you to be silent, Cezanne. She thumps your chest twice, Gideon, looking rather proud of herself before boldly declaring, "Ah, good, the witch has not reanimated you."
Yes.
She does that.
Okay.
Did you know she does that?
I'm contemplating hanging on to the silver hatchet now. Probably not the worst idea in the world, actually.
Wait, which witch?
Our witch.
Ah,
Just to be clear, we're talking about Bokora, right?
What? No.
Oh, the
Are
other
we?
witch.
Did you meet Belcora? She is supposed to be dead. If you met Belcora, we have many problems. I suppose we do have many problems.
We met a blood.
But a witch be not one.
We met a blood simulacrum of her.
Yes,
That's the right
that
word,
was the
simulacrum?
one that was supposed to eat Gideon, I believe, then.
It got pieces.
She came close.
Huh. Right.
Honestly, it did more work against him than me. I'm gonna point to West.
Honestly, that is astounding. My prophecies have always come true. You must be very special, Gideon. Very specially, to not die as easy.
I got a lot of blood.
She pats your chest again, reassuringly.
I mean, technically, you just said it was going to take his blood. That did happen.
I said
got
that
a
it
lot of
would
blood.
drain all of his blood. It seems
sure.
perhaps he has more blood than I predicted.
Make sure you don't let any vampires
He
know.
is very big, isn't he?
All of you are big, too. In my eyes.
Sitting at an even 6 foot. Pretty sure there's taller people than me around here.
Cezanne is right there. Cezanne is also built like a willow tree, so...
I'm gonna say, Cezanne is the same height, but also half my size, so... I wouldn't look to him to be bigger.
Well, I, for one, am glad that we all have our collective blood today.
Likewise.
Indeed.
Well, this has been fun.
Well, we had
I'll be back.
a question for you, actually. Cezanne had a question for you.
Yes, Cezanne?
Oh, yes. So, I've been, as you know, we've been going through the Gauntlet, and I've run into a bit of a conundrum, as I would say.
Okay.
So, can I just say that I give the Thane instead of repeating this whole thing another time this session?
Absolutely
I'm willing
not.
to do it, but okay.
You fill Rin in on the cults, and the symbolism, and the concerning events that you have witnessed without specifically mentioning specifics. Rin looks to you, Cezanne, and she's going to... Very nice. We're not doing that. Apparently we are.
We're doing that.
You know, the fucked up part was she had a hero point too.
Well, she should get another one now, I guess.
Actually, technically, that was the wrong skill. Third one in a row! Oh.
Quite opposite. Oh, wow.
Ren is going to kind of think for a minute. She takes a little bit to piece together exactly what you mean, Cezanne, but finally coming to the same realization that you do. I'm going to... Yes, that is concerning. Although I'm not quite sure how much we should worry about that. The veil holds, of course. We both know that, Cezanne. If the veil did not hold, well, we wouldn't be standing here.
Does go without saying.
If, for instance, something were to slip past the veil, then the gods would notice and protect us. As you know, the Archon vow does not protect the veil from them. So, while that cult may be laboring towards something like that, I'm not quite sure how effective that would be. Forces greater than us would easily stop it once detected. Is there something specific you'd like to ask?
Well, I just think it's concerning. I'm definitely confused by the fact that they seem to both exclusively worship Belcora, yet paint so much symbolism of that thing.
Unfortunately, the Rose Guard slew Belcora before we had much to learn about her. For better and worse, mind. If I were in their shoes, I would want to eliminate her as soon as possible as well. Do you think that they might be related in some way?
That's my worry, but Belcora's dead, so...
Oops.
For many, many years.
It shouldn't be an issue, but with the Gauntlet reactivating and...
You think somebody might be... unearthing her work?
It's too early to say that for sure, but I don't see much other possibility here.
Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to help much there. As far as I know, Belcora was the last of her family. If she was a powerful sorceress, but she didn't have any children as far as I'm aware, and she had no other family, and she had no real allies outside of her minions that were slew that day in the Gauntlet. If someone is, well, unearthing her legacy, I don't know who it would be. As far as the... and she gestures upward over her head at the stars painted on the interior of her tent. As far as the veil goes, frankly, Cezanne, if something were to happen to the veil, there would be nothing you and I could do about it.
True. I guess for now, continuing to investigate the light itself is the only option.
We leave those above to those above. The Shimmering Maiden, Saren Ray, Pelora. They watch over the stars while we perceive their will here on the ground and do as they ask of us here. We each have our place.
Indeed. Without them, we would be... Well, I don't want to think about that. Thank you. If nothing else, it's good to talk through this with someone who has some idea of what I mean.
Anytime, Cezanne. I do so love our chats. Suddenly changing her attitude completely, however, she turns back to each of you, Wesk and Gideon. So, how may I help you two today? You came here with him for some reason, right?
Actually, I don't recall ever talking about coming here. I was kind of dragged here.
I came.
Oh, what good friends you have, Cezanne. Accompanying you everywhere.
Very kind of them.
You lot must be very close indeed. If only we could be so close.
They're the only ones that don't scowl at me when I walk around town.
I do not scowl at you, Wesk.
That's true.
And I have seen Tavius. Tavius does not scowl at you. Tavius scowls at everyone.
Everything. Glad we agree.
Well, except Yzma.
Right. Anyway, you still need to go to the library as well, Cezanne.
Oh, are you off to the Dawnflower Library?
I was thinking about paying it a visit.
Okay. Well, give Saren Ray and Pelora my regards.
Indeed.
Oh, and thank the priests. They've been very helpful around town after that incident that night when the gauntlet shone.
Right.
Oh, and
Yes,
thank
how's
Raver,
everyone's
too.
recovering nicely.
Raver also helped out.
Raver seems to be doing better.
The mayor has plans to make him a school teacher. In exchange, he's going to be allowed to open a shop here.
Good for him, I guess. Has the gauntlet done its weird light thing since then?
Not that I can know.
Actually, Wes, you should check out a shop sometime. I think I was technically the first customer.
Didn't you get thrown out?
You can be a customer and still be thrown out. I do it all the time.
Same. I thought that was normal.
It is not normal.
I've gotten thrown out of several shops in this town,
That's...
and I'm still a paying customer there.
People
Speaking
say
of which,
I'm
I
savage.
need to drop my blades for glades next.
I'm not sure that's something to be proud of, Gideon.
No, there is definitely something to be proud of in being so bad of a customer.
Right. Anyway. Thank you for your help, Rin.
Anytime. Cezanne, make sure to stop by some other time. I wanted to talk to you some more about the stars. It's been too long since that night, when it was just me and you on the shoreline.
I'm gonna start walking away now.
I'll make sure to come by again sometime.
I would greatly enjoy that.
Let's go follow Gideon over to Tobias's.
Notably, she has been making attempts to not talk to some of the customers that have stopped by her shop this entire time.
Oh, I should let you get back to your shop, but I'll see you again.
Oh, yes, I do. I do need to sell some of this stuff so I can get back on the road, don't I? Oh my.
I'll catch up with the group.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Alright, 3 of you leave. We're in the store. Where are we going today?
Did you say you needed to speak to Tobias? That was directed at Gideon.
Gideon's putting noodles in boiling water.
Ah,
Meanwhile,
enough.
Ziri.
Oh.
Gax is now chewing on one of the books.
I would like to gently brush him away from chewing on them.
Gax is now chewing on the hand that brushed him away.
That's fine.
You're going to take 0.1 point of piercing damage.
Understandable.
If you take 9 more of those, you'll take 1 point of damage. Mark that down somewhere.
Oh.
That's where Gax clambers up to the nearby window, sits on it, legs flooped out, wings behind his back, kicking his little bat legs off of the window sill, looking out to the lake to the south.
Have I discovered anything of interest in these books so far?
I would say if you were to continue reading, I will give you a buff that will let you get some bonuses to recall and knowledge checks. But right now, this would be like a downtime activity. This would be like an all-day thing, kind of like upgrading a weapon. Is there a specific topic you would like to know?
Well, I mean, of course she's gonna look at the necromancy books.
Okay. Well, the good news is, Ziri, that there is a book on necromancy here. Let me see if I can find out the exact name.
While you're doing that, son, do you want this shield back?
Oh, right. Should probably hold on to that.
Then I'll just pop it straight over to you.
Unless you still need it.
I plan to get the lionfish shield prepared.
Ah,
Hmm.
some kind of value to you?
I just kind of like the lionfish shield.
I think its value is that it's his.
That's
That's
part of it.
understandable.
Same way I mentioned to have my sword back. The hatchets serve very well, but
Here we go. You do begin to plunge into the depths of a book called The March of the Worms. It is the rambling ravings of a madman that scarcely makes sense. So, your favorite.
Nice.
At some point, 15 pages or so are missing, and they are haphazardly strewn throughout the book, seemingly at random. With it, however,
Like a scavenger hunt.
you learn about a ritual that somebody in the Gauntlet, presumably, was creating with which to transfer their mind from a singular body into a hive mind body of sorts. And while initially this puts you off, the reading is so scatterbrained and hectic that you just stay riveted to this rambling madman. While it is not
All right.
technically necromancy, you muse to yourself, you do recall something about that machine with that giant leech that about killed you that one time. The one you took apart for the gem, if you recall.
Yes. I still have the gem.
Correct. That is a soul gem. It's not a as the intelligence-based character of this party. That is not technically the academically correct name, but it works. It's essentially a way to put somebody's consciousness inside of a vessel of types, and gems are really good at handling magic. They are just refined bits of the earth. The earth is a type of material that even the gods cannot. It's a very long story, but generally, gems real good for storing magic. These gems you have are able to store consciousness. This person was trying to find some way to essentially live forever as a hive mind rather than as a lich or some sort of undead creature. Essentially, if part of the hive mind were to dissipate or be destroyed, it could be easily replaced with other same such creatures. The March of the Worms, their grand thesis of becoming a hive mind of worms.
Rough.
I will say you will receive a +1 to anything that has to do with those sorts of topics.
Nice.
As the boys finish talking to Ren and make their way past the rowdy rockfish. Please give me a perception check, boys.
Remember a secret.
It will not matter. Each of... Wow, alright, damn. Each of you spot a little buddy waving frantically from the window at you as you pass by.
Oh, wait, back.
Let's go. Raise an eyebrow. Hold up a quick 2-finger salute. And keep moving on.
Thing has quite the intelligence, doesn't it?
I don't know if intelligence is the word I'd use. It's got personality.
Personality is a good word for it.
Actually, I'm checking, and Gax has better recall knowledge skills than most of you.
I
Yeah,
think,
that
I think the slingers used to call it gumption. Anyway.
Hey, that's what a lot of people used to call me.
Actually, Gax is better trained in religion than Gideon.
Oh, 100%.
Gax is better trained in nature than Gideon. Gax is better trained in Arcana than all of you. Gax is better trained.
Yes, because for one more level I have a +0 to Arcana.
Ah, your Arcana is as good as mine.
Gax, in fact, has better society than you, Cezanne.
I'll just wait till I hit the next level and I get improvisation or whatever the heck that's called.
Untrained improvisation.
Yes.
Trained improv, it is necessary if you can take it.
I like the idea that Gax is smarter than most of you are Arcana, but because he cannot speak Common, it doesn't make any difference. The idea of him jumping up and down, going, me, I know the answer.
Aw. All they hear is just a high-pitched little squeaking. They're like,
Whenever
oh,
Ziri
look at him.
fails an Arcana roll and doesn't know something, Gax just jumps up and down, really frustrated by time.
Actually, because of the way Ziri's pact magic works, Ziri's seek secrets is basically Gax helping her.
I don't have
You do
that
not anymore.
do I? Yeah.
But we are allowing you to keep Gax because it's funny.
Because he's Gax and I need him and I need my Batu.
Well, he's not a Batu anymore. It's just technically being a Batu is a ability that he has. You have a pet bat. We're just gonna roll with that. Regardless, Gax continues to wave as you make your way down through the Dawnflower Library. Whereupon, a small halfling woman greets you dressed in white robes with a gold accent on them. They are going to... Oh, I don't have music for the Dawnflower Library. Oh no.
Last time.
I don't think I did last time. What do I use for the Dawnflower Library? That's a good question, me. That's a good question, me. We'll do this one. No, we won't. Never mind. Just remembered what song that was, and that got a super copyright struck last time. So
Oh,
we're
what song
not
was that?
doing that.
A super copyright strike.
Oh yeah, it was like 500 million of them.
What song did you use?
Don't worry about that. You let me worry about that. We'll do... Fuck it, we'll do the Mythgraven report. Since we're researching shit anyway. You each step inside the Dawnflower Library. A small halfling cleric woman greeting you. Blonde, nice curly, short bob. You know that the Dawnflower Library is a conglomeration of sorts between, well, both a sort of research library. Some of the children also get schooling here. But you also know that it is a conglomerate, basically mega cathedral that is a significant part of this town. For a place as small as Otari, it is... Oh, there we go. It is quite large, overlooked by the large cliffside. As you walk inside, the halfling cleric greets you. Ah, the heroes of the hour. I was wondering when you might show up eventually. We have much to give thanks for. How may we assist you today?
I was just coming by to do a little research, though. I do mean to pass on Rin thanks. She told me to
Oh yes,
mention it.
good old Ren. That statement seems to be loaded as she trails off.
I think we're at a disadvantage here. I'm Gideon. You
Nice
are.
to meet you, Gideon. I am Vandy Banderdash, though you can just call me Vandy. I am a devotee of Sarenrae. I am not to toot my own horn, but I am a quite skilled cleric. And, more importantly, I have a knack for suggesting good books. Do you folk read? Surprisingly, Wes, this is not the directed to you, as so many people wonder if you can read. Gideon, this is directed to you.
I can read.
Yes, but do you read?
Gonna look at my inventory real quick. That's gonna be a no for me.
Well, that's such a shame. And you must be Wesk. Wesk, she grips
Yes.
your hand without asking permission, giving you a firm, vibrant handshake.
I was just kind of taken aback from such a enthusiastic hello. Yeah, that's me.
I hear you're a slinger. Is that true? You know, it's been a long time since I've seen a slinger outside Ceylondia.
Yeah,
It must be some 100 years now.
They don't get out this far, usually.
Yes, I've heard what's happened to them. That's such a shame. I apologize.
It's okay.
Well, it's not okay, but, well, I empathize. Shall I say that much? If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. Saren Ray welcomes all under her light.
Thanks.
And thank you for defending our town. I hear you're quite a smash with the children in town as well, although I'm not sure that's a very good thing with those rascals. Between them and the strange new doctor, I'm sure they're learning how to get into all sorts of mischief.
Can't say their parents appreciate it, but at least we're keeping them out of trouble.
That's all one can do. Don't tell anybody, but I was quite the troublemaker when I was young.
Seems like quite a lot of people around this town were.
Yes, but what is childhood if not the time for mistakes? People so easily forgive children, but not quite so easily when we grow old.
Fair enough. Musk's not used to direct conversation like this from a stranger. Kind of looking between Cezanne and Gideon.
Sorry, there I go running my mouth again. Remind me, Wesk, and I will recommend you a good book. To pass the time, perhaps, and then, well, you can come back and tell me all about it.
I'll consider it.
Well, that's all we can do. Well, Cezanne?
Yes?
I think she needs to know what you're looking for.
He's not very good at speaking, is he?
He's real good with a gun.
No,
Wait, I thought Wesk was the...
Wesk.
Oh my, I'm so sorry. Cezanne, you must be the slinger.
No.
I'm
Don't
confused
mind
then.
anything that comes out of this guy's mouth.
What?
Excuse me?
It'll do you a lot better that way.
Well, now I'm thoroughly confused. Are you the slinger or not?
I'm not the slinger. That would be Wesk here.
Okay. Well then, you must
yeah.
be the cleric.
Indeed.
So why have I not seen you in our church?
Well, we've been dealing quite a lot with the Gauntlet as of late, and
you never once thought to ask us for help.
oh, were you not busy with the city restoration?
We
I
are
thought
not
it would
so
be...
busy as we cannot help our new heroes. You risk your life for us while we stay behind rebuilding buildings. We may be rebuilding lives, but you are preserving them for the future, are you not? We should be helping each other.
Well, that I appreciate.
In fact, remind me, before you leave, Cezanne, I will personally overturn you a few scrolls from my personal collection. The Gauntlet is quite dangerous, I hear.
Definitely. Gets that way.
Okay. Then allow me to assist you as best we can, as, well, as brothers and sisters in arms, shall we?
Indeed.
Well, what brings you here today, if not to ask for my help?
Yes, I was hoping to do a little bit of research on the Gauntlet and events surrounding it.
Is there anything else?
happen to be one of the library's combat manuals, would it?
Oh, yes.
Oh, well then. There might be something I could read.
About the only thing I cannot abide is thievery.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
You're okay with me not abiding thievery, or are you okay with thievery?
I'm okay with not abiding thievery.
You're right, Cezanne. He is. All good things come to those who wait, I suppose. She turns on the balls of her feet and begins to trot down the central lane of the cathedral, beckoning each of you to follow her deeper inside. Notably, the Dawnflower Library is unusually beautiful for such a small backwater town of maybe 300 people. Standing atop a shelf that juts out from below the cliff, it's constructed in, strangely, bakshish style. For those of you unaware, that is Middle Eastern.
Roughly how... Can I roll an engineering skill to see how old the Dawnflower Library seems?
Go ahead.
God damn it.
The DC is not that low. Or not that high. It's old. It's probably about 300 years old. More notably, as I said, the style is not from this area, it is from Bakshish, which is the neighboring country. So, think mosques, synagogues, something like that, more so than a typical stained glass cathedral.
So was the Dawnflower here before Otari, or was it built with Otari?
Actually, I believe it was built before Otari. We just restored it as best we could. That's why you'll see some parts of the library look a little bit different, but they all look beautiful when the sun catches the rays just right. That's why we do these little gold inlays. See, they're a testament to the sun and moon gods. Well, on the rare days that we aren't foggy or overcast.
What would I know about bakshish?
Give me a society check. Bakshish is a province, a country, a region, about halfway between Wolfkrone and Ceylondia. You are not terribly far from there, but the most important thing about Bakshish is it is the city of gold. Everything there is golden, everything there is magically imbued, everything there is a wild party 24/7 all the time. You've heard about some of the reckless debauchery and the wild magic that is still allowed to take root there. But Gideon would not know too much more other than it's the city of gold, the city of wild mages, and it's the city where you can buy anything, baby.
Well, that definitely explains why the Dawnflower Library is fancier than the rest of most of Otari seems to be.
Did
It certainly has its gold plating.
anyone ever look into why the Dawnflower was here before Otari?
Well, I imagine it's because the gods have been worshipped as far back as written history, Wesk. People always need a place to pray. People will inevitably turn to the gods. People need to serve something bigger and grander than themselves. Cezanne, you...
There was...
Go ahead, Cezanne.
I was gonna say, indeed, even where I came from, which was fairly small, there was a building not nearly as grand as this one, but...
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that this isn't an amazing place. I'm just wondering what something so lavish would be doing in the middle of a swamp without a town.
Well, they say that the people who rebuilt Otari back in the day were adventurers. So why don't you tell me, Wesk? Why do adventurers seem to love gold?
Well,
That was a joke, Wesk.
Oh.
But yes, it's true. The old Rose Guard were adventurers, I assume. Well, I assume our devoted cleric back in the day was a big fan.
I guess that makes sense. Anyway, Zuzan, you should probably tell me what we're looking for.
As you pass with this last statement, she gestures, and those of you who want to quickly glance where she's gesturing, spot in a small room, sort of tucked away in the back. A silver brooch proudly on display, the side of a sword hanging on the wall. Both are tucked away, locked away.
Is that brooch more of a religion thing or more of a general knowledge thing?
Well, that is what's known as the Hunter's Brooch. It was the cleric of the Rose Guard wore it. She was a devotee of the old gods of nature. They say its holy power still protects us to this day. I'm not quite sure how much faith you want to put into old stories. However, after very recently, we have been rebuilding from an undead attack. But, well, I suppose you might compare it to the Sunblade.
Sorry, what was the name of the brooch one more time?
The Hunter's Brooch,
Ah,
as it is dedicated to... See if I can get the name exactly right of my own deities. Erunye, sister of Sarenrae. Sarenrae being... Can I post this to chat somewhere?
oh, I've got my notes around.
I wish I could... I'll just copy paste it to the chat if you guys would like to quickly read it. Sarenrae is one of the 8 primary deities. She is pretty common knowledge even for those of you who are not religious. Regardless, Vandy leads you deeper into the Dawnflower Library, and as you begin to point out the things you would like to talk about and research, she has an unnatural knack for knowing the exact location of every book that you will need. Before long, you are each piled high with 4 or 5 books of your chosen topic, handpicked by the head priest herself. The entire time, however, she has been gossiping and chatting with you almost non-stop. Friendly and open, even to you, Wesk.
I assume even if I protest, she's still going to grab me books.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad I at least gave a topic first, otherwise this would probably be a giant whiff.
They're quite good books too, Wesk, and surprisingly, she does not try to hand you books in Draconic or about your Draconic heritage. Seemingly able to sense, even from the first moment of meeting you, it would not be something you're interested in.
She's got an eye for these things.
Right, well, and she dusts herself off as if she's just performed a supremely tiring manual task. Shall we find you somewhere nice to read? Somewhere with some nice god rays shining down to warm the heart and put you to sleep before you can finish your books?
Let's go look to the others.
I mean, I'd like to make it to the end.
I should hope you make it to the end as well. And also finish your book.
Oh, let's find some place to read these.
Very well. As each of you sit down, I would like each of you... Ziri, please give me a lore skill you would like. This can just be a topic in general. Something like Gauntlet, Necromancy, Soul Transfer.
Yes, I would like to know about the soul transfers.
Okay. Very well. Zira, you are now an expert at soul transference lore. Cezanne,
Yes.
give me a lore skill, or you may improve your Gauntlet lore to expert.
I'll improve my Gauntlet Lord expert.
Very well. Wesk, you may learn a new lore skill or improve one of your old lore skills to expert.
I'll improve engineering to expert.
Very well. Gideon,
Given what I've seen so far, I'd like to have knowledge primarily on undead.
okay. We will give you undead lore at trained. And that is going to take the better part, I would say, of about 6 hours of reading to get these skills. Sound good to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Alright. We are going to go ahead and...
Actually, did nobody take... No, Suzanne already has Gauntlet lore.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. Then I'll take a potential combat-oriented one.
It is now about 8 p.m. and you each emerge from the Dawnflower Library. Eyes tired, but with renewed study for most of you. For you as well as Ziri, you have managed to finish reading all of your books. And you each find yourself at about 8 p.m. Ziri, unfortunately, you are rudely interrupted at one point by a small child banging on the door. Would you like to answer it?
Sure.
Okay. Before
No.
you can say anything, however, he shoves a sword into your hands.
What's this for?
5 silver, please.
No, thank you. I would like to hand the sword back.
No, 5 silver.
I would like to hand the sword back.
He takes the sword, confused.
I'd like to close my door.
They said you would pay. Okay. You each head back to the Rowdy Rockfish, I assume?
Yes.
Okay. You make your way back to the Rowdy Rockfish. There, Ziri, still reading quietly, has been running Brenda ragged, gilling her cakes and coffees the entire time, I assume. Brenda, very tiredly, greets each of you as she's walking down the hall with an empty mug of coffee once more. Beckoning you inside to your rooms, you each find yourselves in your rooms after a long, hard day.
Is there a tip jar I can drop an extra few silver in for Brenda?
There is not.
Damn. I'd just like to place a few on the counter, preferably in an area where no one else would see it.
Okay. You're the only people in this inn room. As far as you know, this is a high-class joint in a high-class part of town. You're the only proprietors Brenda has right now. What are each of you doing?
I'll ask Siri what we missed.
There's some kid tried to sell me a sword, and I read a lot of books.
Some kid tried to.
Want to hear about the books?
We were reading books also.
I would like
What
to proceed
happened
to
to
tell
the
him a
sword?
bunch of really uninteresting, useless information that
What
I read in
happened
the
to the
books.
sword?
Tell him I didn't want it.
I probably deserve this.
Ziri, it's actually rather quite fascinating, you think, or so you know. So soul transference is actually a really old school of study. And it was actually used as far back as the Age of Gold, because back in the day the gods were much harsher than they were now, and they created something called the Wall of Apostates. The Wall of
I'm gonna start
Apostates states...
sneaking out the door.
Give me that stealth check.
In full plate. All right.
Just the time for your 20. Come on.
Not today, Chief.
Not today. Ziri, he's leaving as you get to the best part, which is what happens if you end up in the Wall of the Apostates.
I would like to slip between him and the door quick. Tell him about this.
I'm gonna sigh very heavily, shrug my shoulders, sit down. I'm gonna take out a cloth, take off one of my gauntlets, and start examining it and cleaning it.
Man, I was really hoping I could find the exact clip I needed. I'm not gonna be able to find it. Ah, there it is! I found it. We'll post this and there you go. Anyway, so the Wall of Apostates was actually really infamous because it was actually back when the gods were way more cruel and way more callous, and so if you didn't actually worship a god like me, Ziri adds, you would be put in the Wall of Apostates when you died. And then, if the gods needed fuel, or fodder, or food, notably Pharasma, which is the goddess of undeath, as you know, the goddess of, the River of Souls, back before the River of Souls, ironically, was a thing. So she really was just, the goddess of death. Gideon, go ahead and give me another stealth check. Ziri has been going for about 20 minutes at this point. Ah, good. So as you know, the goddess of death, back before the River Styx was a thing, so the River Styx is actually the River of Souls that wipes.
I want to go back to the spotlight now.
I will not make you guys listen to the actual lore that I have for this.
I'm actually looking.
Very well. So the Wall of Apostates was used to actually keep one of the moon Armageddons at bay back in the day by the goddess Pharasma, back before the River Styx happened, whereupon now that they can, the moon is defeated, they can actually wash the souls and reuse them. So if you really think about it, it's actually really efficient, because you get your soul washed in the River Styx, then they can just put you back on Earth. So they don't actually have to expend all that much effort and labor to actually create new souls each day to, supplant in the bodies. Otherwise you end up with husks back in the day, as they were called back when the Domain of Dread was around. And Ziri continues, and the too long didn't read is that some guy has been researching how to put souls in empty bodies. More notably, however, the thing that makes this one special, she points out, is that he's actually putting it across different bodies into a hive mind, which is kind of a laughably bad idea. Nobody has ever done that successfully. And you're almost guaranteed to lose chunks and parts of your mind and soul because you're splitting it across hundreds of bodies. And even if you've replaced the bodies, you also have to find some way to replace that mind and soul. Ziri, as an academic of necromancy, this is like elementary school necromancy shit, where you go, yeah, but what if I just split my soul into hundreds of pieces, and then everyone makes fun of you? It's the ramblings of a madman.
Strays, the sky clear, cloudy.
The sky is clear.
Okay.
No, Gideon, even with a 13, you do not pass Ciri's passive perception.
I mean, she's going on pretty hard. It might be lower than normal.
Nope. DC 15, bud.
Wesk feels really bad. He's just gonna try and leave.
I mean, you can just leave. You don't have to slip out.
Yeah. Wesk is just gonna leave and go get Gideon's sword for him.
Wesk proceeds to jump out of the window.
The one I'm looking at?
Yep. You think Wesk gives a fuck? I've watched Yuri play this character. Wesk would do that. Wesk would...
seeing this, realizes he's been a fool this whole time. This is a familiar feeling at this point.
Wes clambers over your lap, Cezanne. It's not graceful or pretty, but he clambers over your lap and plummets to the street below.
I'm, for a moment, going to break my gaze from what I was doing, tracing the constellations, and see if he looks alright.
Wes, you take 5 points of pride damage, but otherwise, you're pretty good. You've taken harder falls than that.
He's gonna stand up, dust himself off, salute to Cezanne, and start walking.
What did I just... Okay, no. Just look at the stars.
Alright. Gideon, do you just leave?
The explanation over.
I would say it's been about 40 minutes of Ziri recounting in detail, sometimes having to pause and go get the book so that she has an exact quote. She's been doing this for about 40 minutes.
I'm gonna slowly open the door. Not break
Anyway,
eye contact.
so that was book 1.
Slowly close the door. Not breaking eye contact.
So anyway, book 2. Gideon closes the door.
Reopen the door. Grab my gauntlet that was on the ground. Not break eye contact.
But wait, I didn't tell you about the fruit
Reclose
fly and the
the
light
door.
cantrip.
I want to hear about the fruit fly and the light cantrip.
Would you like to hear about the development of moths in high thaumic fields?
Less.
What about the expurgated Book of the Damned?
Kinda.
Okay. This one piques your interest, Gideon. How to trip a gelatinous cube and other odd tactics.
Actually, yeah, that does.
No, you're already gone now, bud.
What I asked about combat moves. That sounded real good.
That's good, because that's one of the books.
Unfortunately, you took undead lore, not gelatinous cube lore, so...
Yeah. Gonna be honest, there's a gelatinous cube. That's your problem. That's not my problem. Those gelatinous cubes, I can throw daggers at it, and if somebody hands me a bow, I might be able to help out. I'm not going near it.
Notably, Gideon, you read the book Tower Defense, What Works and What Does Not. Hidden Staircases and Secret Doors. And Basic Carpentry for Complex Dungeons.
That
Actually,
sounds
no, that would
pretty
be
neat
you,
all around.
Cezanne. That was the Gauntlet one.
Yeah, that was the other one I would have taken if no one had taken Gauntlet.
Here we go. A biological survey of the supposed gnomish people, in quotations.
Who took that one?
You.
Ah, fantastic.
The,
I did tell you that was something I wanted to know, huh?
the potatoes that resemble goblins, a pictorial guide. You, Wesk, with your engineering, would have tower defense, what works and what does not. Basic carpentry for complex dungeons. Hidden staircases, secret doors, and you... Here we go. Some of your book series would be Spells We Are Still Trying to Make Work.
Nice.
Daily Affirmations for Tyrants. A Caretaker's Guide to Giant Centipedes and Their Venom. 101 Untraceable Poisons.
Nice.
And lastly, Animating Brooms, Do's and Do Nots.
Understand.
I recognize that one.
Yeah, I think it's right over here on my shelf.
About this time, I stopped to consider why I didn't do this at the library. Oh, maybe I have been on the road too long.
That reminds me, Cezanne, before you get sent on your way, you are handed 2 scrolls.
She did say she was going to hand those over, huh?
Yeah.
You are handed a Scroll of Restoration and a Scroll of...
Fairy fire?
No, Remove Disease at level 3.
Actually, I'll take the disease at level 3. No, I'm...
But you should probably go buy a scroll of fairy fire. That way you don't need to prep it.
Yeah, but then he has to talk to Morblin. And honestly, what's
Pretty-
worse, dying of ghoul disease or talking to Morblin? The answer is ghoul disease. It's real bad. Don't do that.
There's a cure to ghoul disease.
But is there a cure to Morblin?
Regardless. Are each of you making your way to Raver?
Yeah.
Okay. You each make your way through the town. It's about 9 o'clock at night now, you know, because Ziri talked for 40 minutes.
Yeah, how's it feel, guys?
When have I ever talked to anyone for 40 minutes?
I wasn't talking in character.
I knew what she was saying. I'm not apologizing. Regardless, you knock on the small little barn converted into an inn room that designates Raver's abode. You hear some clanking and cursing. God damn it, what now? Before the barnyard door swings open. And there, standing before you, is your strange little man that you know as Raver. Yes,
Little man.
little man used affectionately.
Understand. Here for the sword.
I don't
I'm
have
here to
it.
make sure that he doesn't piss you off anymore.
You have failed miserably. I don't have it.
Who has it?
I gave it to the kid. Did he not give it to you? No, but did he not give it to you? Because if so, I'll remove him from the list.
So, Ziri mentioned something before a 40-minute long speech about what was that? Something souls.
I tuned
Not
out
important.
2 minutes in.
But apparently, you should just shoot the kid away.
Then the kid has your sword.
Which kid? Give me the list, or at least a name, something.
I don't keep a list of
It's okay.
children in my room. That seems weird.
I can talk to them.
Luckily, Raver's face belies no emotion, so you cannot tell what he is thinking right now, Wesk, as you offer to talk to the children about a missing sword.
That he already knows. Ah, so Wesk has the list. Understood. Alright, well thanks. I suppose I should let you get some sleep then.
Yes, it's been a long day, slowly kneading magic runes into your weapon.
Much appreciated.
You should
I'll have Wesk go speak with the children.
At night? By himself?
Supervised.
By you?
Fair enough. But it's still happening.
Leave
Unless
me
you
out
want
of
to
it.
come with. That's what I thought.
He shuts the door.
You know we can talk to the kids in the morning, right? They're probably at home with their parents.
You're implying that most of these kids have parents. You think the Aaron boys, the Urchin boys are gonna have parents?
Less size and makes for Wormhook.
We can do it tomorrow. I'm not super concerned about it.
It's too late now.
Too late now. He's gone.
5 minutes later, you show up in the neighborhood called Wormhook. It's a quiet little corner of town, nestled near Rin's Wonders. It's not a particularly fantastic part of town, being right below the richer neighborhood, but it's not exactly a rough part of town. Wesk, what are you hoping to find? Just children playing on the street?
Oh, I thought you said that there was a orphanage in Wormhook. This is where the kids hang out. My bad.
No, they hang out in the ruins because they're cool ruins.
Right. Then,
I'm just gonna be following Wesk around, and I'll see if I can spot anything interesting on the way.
and then we'll head down to the ruins.
You show up at the ruins of the Thirsty Alpaca. To find no kids playing, unfortunately.
I told you. They're all with their families.
You do, however, hear some strange noises coming from the ruins.
Let's go pause and head inside, beginning to climb over rubble.
Before climbing anything, I'd like to see if I can strain and figure out what that sound is. Oh, that doesn't sound.
Give me a perception
I
check.
hate it. I hate it.
Good news, Wesk.
Mm-hmm.
You recognize this. This is Draconic speak. You have heard something very similar to this before when the dining room haunt started.
Do I even hear it?
Yeah, you hear this, you just can't tell what it is.
Alright. I'm hearing a bunch of snapping sounds.
Lesko pull out his pistol and move further in.
Alright, I'll pull the silver hatchet out. I assume you have some idea of what's going on. I'll follow you.
Wesk, you
Mr.
may
DM,
crawl
sir.
into the ruins, but it's going to be a tight fit. Gideon, there's no way. You're gonna have to be shoveling ruins out of the way.
Alright. If you want to go ahead, I can come in after you eventually.
Just hold on. He's gonna tie a rope around his waist.
We're not
And
doing
hand-
rope around the
We're
waist
not
again.
doing the rope again.
I was hoping we
You
could.
forget about last time.
It worked.
We're not doing the old rope trick again.
No, rope trick's an entirely different thing.
Okay, I wanted to try.
Should I grab the others? What am I saying? That if I'm not fitting in here, what chance does Ziri have?
I mean, the only others that could really fit through are Gax. How long do I think it'll take getting to clear big enough hole for him to fit through?
Oh, days, bud. It looks like no work has been done on these ruins.
Just
You know what? You can take a look, but if any trouble happens, come back, and also take that.
You now
You can use
have...
martial weapons, right?
Yeah, technically. You can use martial weapons.
Weska.
Not well,
She's
but...
the Kukrian pulls out the.
I mean, anyone can use martial weapons. The question was whether or not you could wield them effectively. But yeah, the silver hatchet's probably going to do more for him in this scenario, particularly with unknown creatures involved.
Anyway, Weska will squeeze through just to see what's on the other side.
Okay. You are squeezing through. And you are going about 50, 100 feet. And you're beginning to notice that it's sloping downward into the earth.
That's not good.
It's not much of an incline yet, but you are now firmly past where the ruins are. So, you're making a little bit more progress than normal. But the tunnel continues. Unfortunately, not widening out very much at all. You continue another 100 feet. It starts to get a little bit steeper.
Yeah, there's no
Deeper.
chance I could squeeze through that, could I?
Deeper downward.
It would be several successful acrobatics check, Gideon.
Weska's just gonna keep going for now.
Okay. It's a little bit steeper, and you go about 50 feet, when suddenly it opens up, thankfully. But a strange smell fills the air. It's rank, it's rotten.
Wesk
It's
speaks
familiar.
the command word as he lights his wayfinder.
Okay. Suddenly, you find yourself in a cavern.
Oh. Weska's gonna peer around. Yeah.
Dozens of towering mushrooms and rank smells greet your nose. The smell of death, decay, corpses, creature senses.
Whiskey's gonna lift up the bandana over his snout as he slowly begins to make his way in,
Give
keeping
me a
in
stealth check. The first thing you notice: dozens of corpses of kobolds litter the ground here. Rotten, festering, probably dead for a while, which explains the smell. Give me a perception check. Darn, I can't pull it up immediately. Ah, here we go. Where is it? There it is. Oh, that's good. The next thing you notice is something that your heart refuses to believe. Come crawling out of the rank-smelling pit is a large black creature with leathery wings and scales darker than the darkness it is emerging from.
Can I roll a kobold lore to know if this is like the dragons that were proselytized so much as I grew up?
Go ahead and give me one.
I'm gonna reroll that.
Better. Also, I went away for 5 seconds, and what the fuck?
So, yes and no, Wesk. This is, for lack of a better word, this is not quite a dragon. Also, I like this picture better. We're using it. Your heart skips a beat and then stills as your logical mind settles. Not quite a dragon. Dragons are extinct. Can't be a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Mm-hmm.
run that right off the list. Probably something different. Probably like a drake or like a salamander, or can't be a dragon. They're not real.
Has 8 legs.
It's got too many legs. It's got more teeth. Can't be a dragon though. They're not real.
Is it asleep or is it awake?
No, it's very awake, and it is stalking around it down here.
Does it look like there's any way for it to leave?
Well, I had to get down here somehow.
Wesk is gonna quickly duck back around the corner.
Give me a fortitude save.
Say, oh, shit.
Wesk, unfortunately, while you were being extremely cautious so as not to be seen, as you begin to back up, this creature snaps its head to turn at you, and your entire body stiffens up supernaturally. You are now slowed one as something in your body hardens beyond your control. I need you to roll me initiative, please. Oh, that's good.
Oh. Oh.
Good news, Wesk.
Mm-hmm.
You get the Crisis Core music.
Oh, no.
This thing, seemingly now aware of your present, Wesk, runs towards you. Please give me a fortitude save, Wesk. You know what? Actually, I'm going to change that to a reflex save. That seems funner.
Huh?
Wesk, you take 24 points of damage as a line of acid breath sprays over your hiding place. Your body too tense, too hardened by this thing's gaze to move in time and quickly dodge. Well, that's going to be your turn now, Wesk.
For the first lore appropriate time,
Okay. Wesk, suddenly very in tune. Oh, I really like that. That's cool. I like that. They changed the encounter thing. Anyway, for the first lore appropriate time, Wesk, dropping any pretense of being a slinger or any semblance of pride,
West becomes a
books it smoky.
Not that I would fucking blame him at all.
Wesk, where would you like to go?
Wesk is diving back into the hole and
Okay.
scrambling back up it as fast as he can.
Okay. I'll say you hear the roar of defiance from whatever that thing was behind you. And you are just crawling as fast as you can back up to Otari. I will, of course, say combat is off, as Gideon, maybe about 20 minutes after Wesk goes down, he emerges. I assume gasping for air and
Yes.
just clawing his way out of the grave.
Yeah,
What
pretty
the
much.
fuck happened to you?
Not a dragon.
Not a dragon.
8 legs, wing, horns.
Dragon, got it.
Something's down there.
Hold still for a minute.
Notably, Gideon, this is acid damage, you realize? Go ahead and give me that treat wounds, if you would.
First off, it's covered in acid. I'd like to give him a quick bath in the river.
Okay. Gideon hoists you by your collar and dunks you into the river. Oh, God!
It's only gonna hurt once.
Like trying to give your dog a bath.
Wesk is struggling the entire time. But I can guarantee Gideon's athletics is way stronger than mine.
Yep.
Let's check your fortitude. Yup. Almost a critical success, in fact. Regardless, you are now washed off. Go ahead and give me that treat wounds check as we...
Alright. Risky surgery, but I think that's gonna be...
Okay. Unfortunately, he's fussing around too much.
I would like to re-roll that. I've never gotten a hero point this evening, so I'm just gonna say using that.
Right, I did not give a hero point when I was supposed to. That's a little better. Wesk, you are fully healed, thanks to Gideon's careful ministrations. Careful more so as in he's got you in a headlock and is skillfully...
The risky surgery is because I'm just kind of holding him down. Trying to apply first aid while he's struggling.
Regardless, about 10 minutes passes. Ziri, Tazan, what are each of you doing as Wesk is having an existential breakdown? Notably, Tazan, you can now see Gideon and Wesk off in the distance, probably.
I can.
Don't know what I'm doing.
I
I've
mean-
been watching them.
He's glowing right now, so...
Yes, two motes of light that are wrestling each other in the street at 9:30 at night.
After a quick bath in the river. This could be anything.
Are they fighting with each other?
I told you we would get some boys love bathing together eventually.
That's the better option. At least.
I'm sorry, which was the better option?
That was the direct comment on my continuation of my statement. Siri,
Yes.
you might want to see this.
What?
I think Gideon and Wesk are having a street fight?
Gax, who was holding tiny batnoculars up to his eyes, has now changed into a bookie outfit and is holding up hands for bets.
I would like to set the books I've been reading down and go over to the window curiously.
Gideon's winning.
Huh. I would like to hand Gax a coin.
What kind of coin?
1 gold piece.
Okay.
And tell him I bet on Gideon.
Okay. Tazan?
Oh, I don't think the bat has a disposable income.
And yet, Gax now has a comically large cigar in his mouth. And is
Shouldn't
counting
underestimate the bat.
and is counting paper bills for some reason in a world without paper currency.
In a world where paper currency does not exist.
Should we be doing something about this?
We seem to be taking bets.
Fair enough, voice of God.
Oh god, I just pictured Stray as Plorad. Now I'm horrified.
Yeah, don't do that.
Somebody wiped this image from my brain. Like, now I need the acid.
No, the more horrifying realization is that technically I would be more closer to Ayo.
Yes, but Cezanne was
Yeah.
speaking.
To be fair, I said that out of character, but
Regardless, it looks like Gideon has won the fight, so Ziri, you will receive 1 additional gold piece.
Nice.
Cezanne, you watch as Gax bites into the gold coin before splitting it in 2 and passing it to Ziri.
I fell asleep while reading today, didn't I? She was right about the sunrise.
Alright. For our last action of the night, Gideon, do you drag Wesk back to the Rowdy Rockfish?
Yes, I'd also like to know if I know anything about 8-legged not dragons.
Go ahead and give me your new undead lore, bud.
Oh boy.
Nah.
Can't reroll that.
I'll give you a warfare check.
Sure.
Nah.
Mm. Whatever the fuck you saw.
It's probably a
Great.
dragon.
Probably a dragon.
You've seen dragons before, and Wesk is always going about what does and does not count as a dragon. It's probably a dragon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wesk is always going on and on about how dragons are extinct, and let me tell you, if you had a nickel for every time you've had to fight something that was extinct,
I'd have at least 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
It's nighttime, so we're gonna like go to sleep soon.
yes.
Is that what we're doing? Okay. I would like to consume a pesh leaf.
Okay. Fresh off the high that is winning a bet with Gex.
And then I'd like to snuggle up in bed with a book.
Go ahead and give me
nobody's
that
going to
fortitude
question
save.
why just street
Okay.
fighting. Nobody even came to check either.
I mean,
fucking
I'm a
Christ.
satyr. I know how to eat pesh leaves.
I mean, I'm waiting for
And it
you
was
to show
something
back
else,
up.
but no, it's
Stray is not a...
That's the most Fey thing I could possibly imagine.
Stray has not announced you returning.
Well,
Yes.
technically I think since it is ingested,
It says it can be eaten or smoked.
yep. So I gave this to you because Fear was supposed to learn all of the poison rules, and I did not. So
Excellent.
we're gonna say you're little stupefied. Very well. You guys each stumble up the stairs as Wesk swears up and down that he knows this time it was a dragon, though.
It was
I'm going
dragon.
to assume that what I'm hearing was just the pesh leaf.
It was dragon-like.
Sorry, you're right.
Wasn't a
Wesk
dragon.
is still not convinced it was a dragon. He's making up several excuses about why this one specifically, this breed, that's not a dragon. Dragons aren't real.
Dragons have 4 legs, 2 wings that count as their with a, like extendable
Yes, exactly like
hands
this.
on their wings.
Okay,
Well,
what's...
Came back
Covered in dragon acid breath. Not a dragon, though. I'm still kind of dragging him a little bit. You couldn't have come back before you got covered in dragon breath?
It's... Drakes and salamanders still exists. They are not defined as dragons. Dragons are specific. And dragons are extinct.
Okay. What's going on here? You two leapt out the window. I saw you fighting in the street.
I walked out the door, slowly, without breaking eye contact. Speaking of which, where's Ziri?
She pulled out some leaf a little bit earlier, and I think she's gone to bed.
Thank God.
So what happened?
Well,
We were... Wes, why don't you explain this? I don't know how you want to explain that we were looking for kids around the ruins
What?
at night.
The local group of kids that Raver uses to run items around town, they tend to hang out over at the ruins of the Thirsty Alpaca. So we went over there to investigate, and we heard vague sounds of a haunt, specifically coming in Draconic. So I decided I'd investigate, and I went through this hole that went...
Wait, a haunt in town?
It kind of sounded that way, but I don't think it's fully a haunt. But that's not important. There's this weird, air tunnel that really only I could fit through. You'd all probably get stuck. But it went on for a good 300 feet down deep into the earth, and when I came out into this giant room filled with mushrooms and dead kobold bodies, and there in the middle was this giant 8-legged winged reptilian creature with horns that shot an acid breath attack at me. I hightailed it out of there.
Okay, a bunch of dead kobolds under the city. Could this be related to that basement we explored?
I have no clue, but if this thing was hiding in her basement, she's got a much bigger problem than kobolds.
Would I know anything about an 8-legged acid-breathing creature that may or may not resemble a dragon?
For the record, I don't believe it had 8 legs. I think Wes was seeing things. I think it was a dragon.
That's a good question, Riley. Let me see what exactly you need to roll. Just so I know that I've got it right. What you guys saw is specifically a...
Technically, only one of us actually saw anything.
So this will be in Arcana, but I will also allow Nature, Kobold, Dragon.
Okay, I'm expending a sec astrology as I
Okay,
try to seek guidance for the stars on this.
go for it.
So that's a D8. Okay, that's a +1.
Okay. You consult
I
the
think.
stars very quickly, and you do gain a +1.
And then I will do a nature check. With that +1. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay. Wow. God damn you, Riley.
I mean, he
No.
had a 15 on a 4, so...
No, the astrology made him pass. The +1.
That's 28.
Perfect.
28 was the number. Yep.
Beautiful.
Get a
Well,
lot look into the stars.
you can learn a lot by looking into the stars in my world. Yep. Do you want to? So, Raleigh, best guess, based on Wesk's and Gideon's ravings, this thing is probably not a dragon. Dragons are extinct.
Don't tell him that.
This is all inside of his head right now. I'll let him pick what he shares with the class. Dragons are extinct. But technically there are subsets and subspecies and all sorts of draconic creatures that kind of are much like kobolds, distant relatives. This is probably based on the number of legs, again, assuming that Wesk is right, and not just the raving mutterings of a madman. You give a quick glance to Ziri. This might be something called a Dracolisk.
Are there any other defining characteristics of that they have not mentioned?
So, yeah. Hey, Wesk, did you start to petrify?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So a Dracolisk is a fucked up amalgamation when wizards realized that dragons and basilisks could crossbreed.
Oh no. They didn't.
Honestly, that sounds like exactly the kind of thing a wizard would do.
Oh boy.
So yeah, it's basically like, it's not a dragon, but it's basically close enough. It's closer to like a really mean basilisk, though.
And you're sure you started to petrify?
I definitely felt sluggish. Like I couldn't move as well.
Oh boy. You ever heard of a Dracolisk?
Would I know anything more about that?
You want to give me a warfare check?
Sure.
Nah.
Nope.
Can I give another kobold lore roll once I hear that?
Sure. No.
No. Then again, its scales were black and I was from the green scale tribe.
Well, you see, when a dragon and a basilisk,
Oh, I don't like this.
let's just say it's a very dragon-like, mean basilisk. It's technically not a dragon, but we're getting kind of close.
Told you it
Under the
wasn't a dragon.
A dragon and a basilisk. What kind of idiot?
Notably, Cezanne, I don't know how much you want to share this information. It is typically 15 feet long and about 3,000 pounds. Depending on the color of its scales, it also, much like its ancestor, has different abilities and powers and resistances and breath weapons.
I've just been told about the color of its scales. Do I know anything from that?
Acid.
Ah, yes. Yeah. No, I'm gonna go ahead and share what I know with the class.
Okay, you do so.
So it's a fault of another fucking wizard.
Honestly, when I read about that, I kind of thought they were making it up.
Honestly, it still sounds kind of made up if it didn't, match to something that was realistic.
So what are we supposed to do about this?
I don't know about you, but I'm not super interested in fighting that thing right now.
Well, I'd have to assume that if you found it down there, it got in there somehow.
Maybe we should do some research on the subject tomorrow.
Do you think it would be able to get out of there easily from what you saw, Wesk?
Didn't see an exit, but I was on one side of a large cavern and I couldn't see the other before it saw me.
It certainly can't get over this way, so unless there's another large cave around town we don't know about, which, frankly, at this point, might be likely. Atari seems to hide a number of things. But, for the time being, you're not getting out the way West came, that's for sure.
Okay. For now, we're just gonna have to hope that stays put. Oh.
Okay, we'll wrap it up there. Any last thoughts? Any last actions?
I'm good.
Yeah, fuck that.
Ziri, how you feeling?
Wee!
Despite having technically finished for the night, I think I'm gonna return to my prayers.
Okay. That's good. I also looked into the rules for drugs. Technically, Ziri could get addicted to Pesh Leaf. It is like the fucking 5% chance, so I'm not gonna bother with it.
I'm gonna say, would she if she rated a fortitude save on it? I don't know.
Well, technically I was not supposed to ask for fortitude save because she willingly fails the first one just to feel the effect of the drug. That's how the drugs work. And then being sustained to it longer or taking more doses of the drug. Anyway, too long didn't read. Yeah, no, Zilly's a fucking tough satyr girl. She's not afraid of no weed. Strictly speaking, the rest of you should also technically roll fortitude saves if you do not wish to get high, because it is technically an inhalant drug, which is an AoE poison.
What's it, a DC 12?
Yup.
Hey, just drug.
Cool, I succeed by default.
Technically a 1 is still a crit failure, which lowers it by 1. You would still just get affected.
Everybody's fine.
I mean, you guys can willingly choose to fail if you want to.
I mean, not really Gideon's thing.
Very well.
Uh,
As you come up, most of you crack open a window. Wes,
I take an ale, not
sorry,
whatever that is.
Gax beside of Ziri in bed with his own tiny, smaller doobie rolled up.
The tiny, small doobie. The Scooby Doobie, if you will.
Propped up on the pillow beside of Ziri. perfectly mimicking his master's every movement. Regardless, we're going to wrap it up there for the night. We will need to pick out some level 4 feats for next time as we wrap it up. Any last thoughts? Any last actions? Okay.
I guess I'll look into my gnome book.
Let's just go to bed after he cleans his rifle, of course, or his pistol.
The gnome book, as you open it, every page, the same image of a gnome pointing directly at you as if it can actually see you, holding up a book that says Dungeon Master's Guide. Oddly enough, every single individual page is slightly different from the one before it.
Is it like a flip book? Can I flip through it real fast?
Sure. As you realize the secret of the book, and you quickly flip book it. It is the gnome slowly giving you the finger as it rises up from the Dungeon Master's Guide.
I punch the book lightly.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.